Hello everyone and welcome back to Madridista Notes channel. As usual, I have come with some interesting transfer related news and some other stuff around the football world concerning Real Madrid and Real Madrid players. First thing first, the transfer news. We have been looking for a midfielder, and the top of our list, of course, is Jude Bellingham. The fascination with Jude Bellingham is a fascination, I would say, comes from a really high up place in Real Madrid management because wherever I check in Real Madrid fan forums, in Twitter, social media, I don't see the kind of madness or the kind of desperation to sign him. The fans, there are lots of fans who prefer players like Barella or the new flavor of this season, I would say, not flavor of the month, but after his good World Cup, of course, Enzo Fernandez. Those are the two names the most of the Real Madrid fans, for some reason, like a lot more than Jude Bellingham. But I think the scouting reports that Real Madrid has got, the management has been really impressed by it. And we have to remember that Real Madrid doesn't sign players only looking at their abilities. Real Madrid look at the temperament of the player, the character of the player. They look at the surroundings of the player. They look at the player that Real Madrid is going to invest in. They see it as a long-term investment, of course, like a lot of clubs, but there are a lot of clubs who will overlook some things if the player is talented enough. But we don't do that. We have to remember that after the 2014, during the 2014 World Cups, and even before that, when Luis Suarez was having his really good seasons with Liverpool, Real Madrid were really interested in him, and Suarez was singing a different tune back then. He was flirting with Real Madrid and stuff like that. But as soon as he had that biting incident with Chiellini, um, everything stopped. Real Madrid totally stopped their interest in that player, and Barcelona swooped in totally, even though he got a 6 months ban. Barcelona didn't mind. They waited, and their transfer was a success, a long-term success. But we get the lesson from here that Real Madrid don't go for this kind of controversial players. They really, we really try to skip by these players. There is a saying that don't touch it. Not gonna touch it with a barn door, and yeah, we have that kind of um, policies where we really give a lot of importance to the surroundings, the characteristics of the player, because even if the player isn't as Real Madrid, of course goes for the top quality, but even if the player is a little bit lacking, but with the correct determination and the correct kind of character, the he will overcome the difficulties or the problems that he will, of course, has to face, and in the long term, that player will, of course, bring success to the club. You have the players aren't going to be all the players aren't going to be down to earth and super hardworking, blah blah blah. But it doesn't hurt to have a mixture of players who are really hardworking, have the right character, and the right kind of qualities to mix. Like there will always be players who are so talented that they don't need to put in the amount of work the others need to do. It happens in all aspects of life. So that's life. That's normal. But that's the policy of Real Madrid, to be fair. And so I think that's why the management, the scouts, and everyone is really convinced by Jude Bellingham. And the report has come out. George C. Picon, journalist, I think Spanish outlet Relevo, he has said that Real Madrid will try their best to convince Jude Bellingham to join Real Madrid, and the decision will be uh, from Jude Bellingham in and his family, of course, and the decision will come next year. That's just how many days left? 2 weeks left, 13 days left. So not much time really left. I think we have an outside chance. We are hearing some rumors that maybe Liverpool is maybe slowly but surely backing down. Could be because of the high price. Liverpool doesn't really like to overpay. They have their policies where they don't like to overpay, but there is a Liverpool policy to if they are really convinced by the player, they will pay. So it's not clear. Enzo Fernandez, this name comes up a lot whenever the names of upcoming midfielders whom the big clubs are going for comes up. So I think whichever club Jude Bellingham goes to, the other clubs will look towards Enzo, Barella, etc., etc., etc. So I think we have an outside chance, but I wouldn't say we are the um, favorites. The kind of language, the Real Madrid journalists, the journalists who cover Real Madrid are using are not really confident words. Normally, they use more confident words. They're using words which are a little bit in between, where they cannot be really confronted like you went in hard with this Jude Bellingham. So they are keeping a little bit of distance from this. They are not totally giving it up, but they are not going all in on it. I think the Bellingham family and Jude Bellingham, of course, has yet to take the decision. They are still thinking about it. They are still talking to multiple clubs, and of course, whichever club want to go for him will have to meet the asking price of Borussia Dortmund, which won't be less than I think minimum, I think 120 million or something like that. I think that will be the price of Jude Bellingham. Minimum could be 100 million plus a 20 or 30 millions of add-ons. Could be because after this World Cup, his price even got higher. So yeah, there's the update on Jude Bellingham. There was a simple update on Cristiano Ronaldo, according to journalist Thomas Gonzalez, Spanish journalist. Cristiano Ronaldo would be open to signing for Real Madrid, even for the small amount of time until June for minimal salary. But the Real Madrid management doesn't believe that he would be happy with a squad player role. So that's why they have ruled out this transfer. So I have really no idea where he is going to end up going. Really no idea. Chelsea has already signed Nkunku. They are looking at other striking options. I don't think they will go for Cristiano. So it's anyone's guess which club Cristiano will sign for in January. And there are some updates on Benzema. Uh, we have El, French outlet El Equipe has um, found out, or someone, of course, informed them that Benzema wanted to stay with the French national team after his injury. He wanted to see how the injury evolves and if he can get involved towards the uh, back end of the World Cup. But the French management, French doctor, they didn't want him in the squad, I guess, and they're really eager to um, send him away. So there are reports coming out that Benzema's relationship with Deschamps is totally broken. It was not really a great relationship from a long time anyway. They somehow came to some kind of truce, but yeah, Deschamps really doesn't. I think he doesn't really. Benzema is not his cup of tea, I think. So yeah, it doesn't really surprise me. So that's the French drama. So and today, some of the players who got knocked out during the World Cup group stages has joined training. Fede Valverde, Courtois, Hazard, and of course Rudiger. So the training will start, I think, in full force in a couple of days. I think the Spanish guys, Carvajal, Asensio will be back. So that's it. The problem is the midfielders. Three of our midfielders are still in. Um, of course, Croatia played the third place match today, so he will be free and he will be going to a vacation for at least 2 weeks minimum. Then tomorrow, Chouameni and Kamavinga's tournament finishes, of course, with the World Cup final. Then they will go on a minimum of 2 weeks vacation. So three of our midfielders will be unavailable from the start of our second part of the season. That's not um, convenient at all. We will have to rely on Tony Cruz, Denis Ceballos, Fede Valverde, who only returned to training. And who else? I think, yeah, that's not a good indication. We will have to, I guess, call up some of the Castilla guys. I think this is the right time to incorporate Arribas. We have to see how he does in the attacking midfield role, in the Modric role, because I believe he is someone who can succeed in Real Madrid or in high level football, even not Real Madrid, minimum Champions League or a Europa League club. That kid is really, really talented. I just hope that we give him the opportunities and it's not another Juan Mata case, because he is a really, really talented player. Yeah, we haven't been seeing many Real Madrid Castilla players coming up. So I hope at least Arribas comes up. Some of the Castilla players are training with the first team because not many first team players have been available because of the World Cup. Some of them are Arribas, Dotor, Rafa Marin, uh, and a couple more, I think. So these are the cream of the crop right now. The Castilla. There are some else, and there are, of course, reports of us making the loan deal of Vinicius Tobias permanent. I guess it will become permanent soon, because I think the management is convinced enough to make this deal permanent. Then maybe include him next season or send him on loan. Could happen either way. we'll have to see. And the Jude Bellingham signing is so important because Modric is already 37, he will be 38 by next season. And then we have the uncertain future of Toni Kroos. So I think that's why the management is so um, so urgency looking at this midfield assignment so urgently to fill in that gap that will come from the um, the inevitable gap that will form if one of Modric or Kroos, because we have been seeing that Modric is playing at such a high level that if tomorrow he suddenly drops his level, it will be really noticeable and we will be in trouble. And the same goes for Toni Kroos. If he doesn't really renew and retires, then we will see that how much impact it will have to our midfield, to our squad. So we really need to add some high quality depth, high quality starting material to our midfield. I think that's why the club is so insistent on signing Jude Bellingham because they really believe in his potential. He's 19 and already a player who is just showing up and doing all kinds of great stuff. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, kindly comment, like, and subscribe. See you next time.